attending. We really appreciate it. Meeting's called to order. Let's all stand and take a moment to recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we'll observe a moment of silence before we get into our agenda. Okay, thank you very much. Michael, would you please call the roll?
Stephen Rorix, present. Michael Myers, present. Brent Hunstad,
Present.
Susan Jack, present. Tony Stallsmith,
Present. 5 out of 5 commissioners here. We've established a quorum. We can conduct business today. Next item on the agenda is the approval of today's agenda. Commissioners, if there are any corrections or additions that you'd like to make?
Yeah, I'd like to make one addition to the new business to discuss dependent passes, how to handle dependents going.
Dependent passes?
Young college age, young dependents going.
Okay. All right. Tony would like to add dependent passes to our business. We have a second. Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
I would also like to move the executive session to the first thing that we do.
Okay. Commissioners, are we all in favor of moving the executive session up to right after approval of the meeting minutes? Okay. Sounds good. We will adjust that accordingly. All right. Next item on the agenda is the approval of previous meeting minutes, and the commissioners have all had a chance to review them and sign them already. We need a motion to accept each of them or the entire group as presented. Moved by Stephen Rorix to accept the minutes, seconded by Mr. Stallsmith. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, meeting minutes have all been approved en masse. There are no ceremonial items to discuss at this time. So right now at 4:04 p.m., the commissioners will adjourn to executive session, and we'll be back in just a few minutes, I hope. Thank you for your patience. I'd like to call the meeting back to order. We have finished with our business in the executive session, and we have come to some conclusions on what needs to be taken care of. And what this was considering hiring more help for the office. And do we have a motion to follow up on this and make it official?
I move that we hire Lauren Montgomery as our office manager.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Susan Jett. Any further discussion? I don't think we have any. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. We now have some more help in the office. Okay. As far as announcements are concerned, we don't have any extra announcements, but we are right at the point of the program for property owner comments on agenda items, limited to 3 minutes. So if you'd like to come up to the microphone up here, state your name and your address. You have 3 minutes to state what's on your mind.
What now? Larry, do you know if there are septic tanks leaking into the lake this year?
No.
Why are you saying what you're saying then?
Well, usually with the heat, the stagnant water, lack of rain, that's usually when we have problems.
Last year was the first year we've had to close the beach.
Oh, no, I've been there, I've lived next to the beach now for 10 years.
As far as I know, the state is coming to check our water.
Right, I know they check it every week or every month or something like that.
So-
I'm just saying, though, if you get signs from there, it's where it is.
Okay.
It does happen, it's by the health department, not the same code.
If we need an extra sign facing the lake side of the beach, I think we can manage that.
And last year, you had, no one's watching the beach right now. You also had signs posted out there about no dogs and no fishing on the beach. They are not up, and there's sometimes 2-3 dogs a day out there with people and people fishing.
All right. Thank you very much for your commentary. I really appreciate it. Would anybody else like to step up to the microphone and have their 3 minutes of commentary?
Larry Hodge, 153 Flathead Drive.
Welcome, Larry.
I work with Billy Gates, right? He's building a house out there on South Court between 8 and 9. And he would like to extend his cart path out to meet up with the horses cart path. From his property line to the cart path on the course. He's highly invested in this area. When they're not there, they're going to be Airbnb, and he just thinks that would be a nice addition to the course. So, he's a nice guy. If anything you need, he'll be more than happy to help with, even if you need that area mowed. So.
I think it would be a good idea if he came to the commission and addressed us directly about what his request is. I appreciate you wanting to intervene on his behalf, but if he's wanting to extend the cart path for the golf committee guys, I don't know if we can make any amendments to the cart path.
Now, he just wants to have one from his house joining the ones that we have, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you know where he's wanting to do this?
He's building a house between 8 and 9 at the South Course. It's about 10 to 15 yards of cart path. He's just a busy guy, and I represent him, and I'm so happy because he's hoping to pour pretty soon.
I think he's going to have to come to the office with a written request that we can review what he wants to do. Because right now I'm getting mixed readings here on whether we can or we can't. And
I don't know, I mean, I'd have to see the plans and to see exactly where this joins up and how it affects.
So what's going to be the golfers from going up to his house? I can see.
yeah, please reach
Well,
out.
they can do that anyway.
Could be on him.
All right, well, Larry, thank you very much for your assistance, and I appreciate your comments. We have another 3-minute time slot available for someone who would like to dive in. Seeing as how there are no more property or comments, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda. Thank you very much. And the next item is reports, and we will entertain the golf committee report right now.
Do the report. We did a lot of work on trying to figure out how to get the rates straight where we're separating the cart fees from the green fees, so that especially if we have visitors come, that they could ride with somebody else, an owner or something like that in their cart, that kind of thing. But they did not finalize that yet, so until we get something final, then we'll bring it before the committee. Somebody else here that's, trying to see if anybody else here that's here for the committee that the other big thing is they did our first men's league night last Thursday night. We had, was it 40 people?
Do you foresee this as a regular?
They're gonna be changing, they're doing it every week, they're just changing what course they're gonna have.
So we can do it this week.
South course,
Okay.
first, front nine on the south course this time. Just a nine.
Is the golf committee advertising what's going on there? Are
Yeah,
just
they have, they
going
put it
out?
out there on Facebook all over, I saw it, I don't know if they can do it again.
And get
Golf
suppliers,
committee.
we get it on our new and improved.
Yeah, I'll let them know.
Is it open to me and women?
Just men right now. They're planning on hopefully see if they can get enough interest in the women to have their league too. Because I know there's plenty of
Could
women
it just
like
be mixed?
They did not say. I'm not sure, that's,
My wife can beat most of them.
she could probably beat me, so. I wouldn't be opposed to that, as far as shooting from the reds.
I would like to see the golf committee work on putting together some regular tournaments,
Yeah.
and help work those tournaments, get workers, get sponsors, get all those things, and set up some tournaments so that we could have some money to put towards other things.
I think
And we can
it's
hear
make
from
some place to start though, and I'm proud.
Oh, I do too, it's great.
It's a good start. We're finding out how much interest we
I'd like to see them
have.
expand on that. If they had 46 people with 40 hours.
Okay, let's do it one at a time.
Okay,
We're
well,
working on it.
Good job. Good job, Tony. Good job, all two.
That's where we're at right now. So,
is there anything else to add for the golf committee? Just,
I don't think so. No, right now.
yeah, getting a little blurb for the website would be good.
They would like to donate some two-man benches that are movable at the South Course Golf Range and at the putting green up there, so that you can putt, sit down for a little bit, putt, hit some things. And the reason why they will make it movable is that the people can mow underneath, they can move them, or whoever's out there doing it moves their whoever hit it for some reason. They won't be that heavy. So they're getting to have them donated, and it'll be like donated by whoever, and that way it won't cost us that anything.
How many benches are
We're
we
looking
looking
at 3, I think, possibly 4, like 2 down at the range.
election empty. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Okay, next up on the agenda is the Budget Committee. Mr. Alec Metz.
Use the microphone.
Okay, as far as the budget committee, our last meeting was on June 29th because we don't really get our finances. So I haven't gotten finances for June, but I do have May's. And if you look at May's as compared to April's, we're pretty much holding our own as far as meeting with the budget right now. But the main thing is I started work on the 2027 budget and everything, and we got a 2027 budget outline and everything, which is going to be a little bit better than present budget we've got for 2026 right now. Like I said, 2026 was generated before a lot of stuff was done, so I had like a second update which shows a little bit less profitability in 2026 than originally forecast. 2027 should be a little bit better now because we'll be able to see everything intact and everything. And like I said, as far as 2027 goes, it looks a little bit more profitable than 2026. 2026 right now is holding its own on an updated version and everything. I'd say as of the end of May and everything, it was showing probably about close to a $200,000 in the black. So it's profitable. Unfortunately, these next few months, we don't get that assessment money in as we normally do. So our profitability will probably drop in the next 3 or 4 months because our total revenue will be based strictly on the golf courses, Lake Omaha, Lake Thunderbird, which isn't going to cover the expenses. But then again, like I said, the fourth quarter, the assessments will pick back up and we'll revert back. So I'm still saying we should be able to a couple $100,000 profitable by the end of the year. And in 2027, I'm looking to be at least maybe twice that. If anybody's got any questions or anything, I'd be more than happy to address that question.
Al, I appreciate you keeping your finger on the pulse of the budget, and I like knowing where we are from month to month. And thank you for your efforts on that. Much appreciated. Okay, it's now time for the Fund Committee.
No, well, I'm going to ask this from the group.
Gotta get close.
We need new microphones.
Jill, come grab one of these microphones.
I have to get this close.
Yeah, get it real
here we go.
close.
Sorry, I did not know I was going to be giving this report, so I'm going to read for you what we have written up for the Fund Committee. First of all, I'm going to ask you all to think about joining us, any of you that have a fun idea. Our purpose is to get the word out to our property owners that there are fun things to do in Cherokee Village. And so we have 2 events that we have asked the commissioners to approve for us. One is an upcoming swim meet, and one is a holiday craft fair. So those 2 things are pending right now. But let me read you a little blurb I wrote to hand out on the flyers. The CDSID presents the Fun Committee. The Fun Committee invites you to come to our fun meetings the second Wednesday of the month held at 4 p.m. at the North Golf Course Clubhouse. Come share your ideas, meet new friends, we need your help, and here's a list of some of the things we're going to propose. Besides the swimming, besides the craft
So what the fund committee would like to do, since I'm one of them, is ask the commissioners if they would approve us having a swim meet at Lake Omaha. It's called, what's the name of it?
Lake Life Swim Meet.
Lake Life Swim Meet, indicating that it's going to be on a lake, not in a swimming pool, and the date that we have in mind is,
The 9th of,
you should have it on that piece of paper.
9/5. I don't, it's not on this.
Okay, soon, right after Labor Day. And then the craft fair, and the second idea is we would like to have a craft fair in this building in late in the fall. And we've been discussing dates that don't conflict with existing.
We have the date.
We have the dates.
The Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. We had to consider all the other craft fairs that are going on in the area and work around that. And also we've got Thanksgiving. It's going to go one way or the other. You've got company and you need to do something with them, bring them up to the craft fair. Of course, some people want to have company and can't come out to that. But our idea is to just get the word out there that there's something fun to do that weekend.
So
That's
what we,
the 11, 25, and 26, I think.
what did you say?
November 25 and 26.
Oh, okay.
Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Perfect. So what we want you guys to do is say that, yes, we support the fund committee organizing and pulling off a swim meet on Lake Omaha early in September. We have several members who are looking at the legality of it. Jan is looking into special event insurance. We have people that are going to help us set up lanes who have run swimming events before, and we want to encourage people to have a vintage style, back in the day when everything was fun and love and light, little swim meet at Lake Omaha. No strings, no nothing, no alcohol, no concessions, just a swim meet in the middle of the afternoon.
Age group?
Yes,
How many ages?
several, small, medium, and large. Young, old, young, middle-aged, and old.
It's
Okay.
for children 4 years old to 14.
Yeah.
And the children do not have to live in Cherokee Village.
No.
But children 4 to 14, and they've discussed, there's a little small group doing it, they've discussed age-appropriate
Swimmers.
instructions. There's 2 ladies on the team that have done swimming this weekend.
Well, it sounds like a great idea to me, and I think we still have to look into the insurance thing, and there's a couple of things.
Yes, sir. Tom. First thing I thought was the liability, but it looks like you're on that.
So, 27th and 28th of November, thank you, Tom, for the Friday, Saturday, yeah. 26th, 27th is the Fridays, 27th, 28th is the Friday, Saturday.
I failed to bring that notebook with me, so I'm dependent on Chill's notes.
Okay, great, well. we
So
will-
the swim meet, did you have something to say about the swim meet? Perfect.
We're looking into it. There's 2 people, 3 actually, on the committee that have lifeguard experience, but I agree with you. Legally, you know.
All right, thank you for that report, appreciate it. Okay, so we've gone through all the committees, and we just need to look into some of the legalities, lifeguards, some of that stuff. And I imagine we would have that posted in the appropriate places and on the CBSID website.
If y'all say yes.
Yeah, it doesn't, I'm all for it. Do we need to have a motion? Do all that formality, I think it's,
We need a motion to approve the idea of the swim meet.
assume there's probably going to be a lot of similarities between the golf tournament and the swim tournament. I mean,
Okay, never mind.
minus the water, so there are going to be legalities that we should look at.
Okay.
Okay,
How about the
okay.
I'm
craft
sure there's
fair?
lots of liability.
How about the craft?
How about the craft fair?
No, I think that's a slam dunk.
How about the craft fair idea? And we'll table the swim meet until we have one of our numerous special meetings in August, and then we'll bring it up and get it on the calendar, because September's creeping up on us really, really quickly.
Yeah, it'll be here a little, it'll leave from our meeting the third Monday in August until, that's only gonna be about 3 weeks time frame, but I think we'll be able to pull it off.
We can do anything.
Okay,
What about fun committee? Can we have the craft fair, please?
I love all the ideas.
I do too, I think they're all great, I'm ready just to say, like, and yes, barring some
The
unforeseen.
swim meet just freaks me out a little bit with liability, and we'll find that out. And I'm sure we could work around it, but until we,
When you do.
I don't know anything about the liability.
Have you ever seen anybody drown? Have you ever seen anybody drown?
No, I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking
I
about it.
have. I was a lifeguard for many years, and I have seen people drown, and that's a scary thing.
I agree.
And that's where my whole premise is coming from.
I agree.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Super, well, we will look into that as soon as possible.
How about the craft fair?
Yeah, I think the craft fair is safe and sane, we should entertain a motion to approve that. Do we have a motion?
No issue for me on the golf.
Okay, the only holdup will be if I call Jan tomorrow and get a date, make sure we have the date, not, that this building is not rented.
Okay, I make a motion, we have the craft fair the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, craft fair's go, we'll get back to ASAP on the swim thing.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, the next item on the agenda is old business. And we broached the subject of the South Golf Course restaurant last meeting. Do we have any updates or any further movement on health department stuff, the people wanting to do it, any pluses or minuses? Who's been up to their,
That's how they talk. We had 3 nibbles on opening the restaurant. I left the ball in their court to get back in touch with me. I gave them tours, virtual tours, don't show them pictures of the equipment we had, when the last time the license were done, and all that kind of stuff. I have not talked to any of those people in 2 weeks.
seeing as how,
I think that they're probably saw it as being too big a thing, or it's the wrong time of the year to get started doing that.
that's what I was gonna
I
ask.
think they would be more profitable at that, and I didn't say anything one way or another to them about what when to or what to, but I think if it's going to be viable, if it's going to work, it's going to have to be started in the spring, say March or something like that, so that you at least get the golf traffic going through there to get a little bit and start promoting it. I think the golf traffic would keep it alive during the summer, and then you build some clientele to carry you through the winter. But they haven't gotten back in touch with me, so I think it might have been too big a task for them.
If they come around and say we really want to do that, ask them about the timing thing, about starting in the spring as opposed to now.
Right.
I think it makes good business sense.
And one of them actually said that to me,
Okay,
about that being better if it got started then. So maybe they'll touch base with us again at that time.
okay, so we can bring this up again if they come forward and talk to you about it.
And
Okay.
I may call them back and just, like I said, it's been about 2 weeks. I may call them back and see if they're still interested.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. The next item in our old business was the Thunderbird Pool telephone update. Has anybody verified that that line is hot, and we're paying for it, and everything's good?
We are, yes, and I believe, I don't know the final decision, but I think they were going to void, to internet phone. That's the last I heard about a week ago off. I don't know.
Okay. was introduced to us a month or so ago and talked about before that. Do we have any further thoughts on moving forward with contract professionals coming in and offering their services to the property owners at the health center?
Two things. First, I'm going back to liability, and second, we have yet to see any numbers, and I'm not going to do anything without seeing the numbers. I don't know how many members there are, what the costs are to heat and cool the place on their portion as compared to the SID office. We have no numbers, no anything.
What do you mean by numbers? What numbers are you looking for?
In terms of the health club, part of that building is us, the office. The rest is, I'll say them. What portion of that, we'll just use the electricity. What portion on any given month is them compared to the offices? I just want to see the numbers. We can make a rational decision on this.
All they're asking for is like during our normal times. They're not, what are they asking for, something like at nighttime, after hours? Okay, and they're bringing.
They were asking for after hours and we were not open.
What are they asking?
During open hours.
During open hours.
Okay, so that changed.
So that doesn't change the electricity.
Look, I'm in all favor of the health club, totally.
This is still on.
Yeah, she's in charge of the office.
She's president of the.
Maybe Foster, but no, it's during sometimes.
Right, and we had like over 30 people come last time,
Oh my
correct?
God, she gave 2 free sessions, there were over 30 people that showed up for them. And she is also going to do another one for dinners. And there are times we have open play for people to come during, so people show up in your home. But there are times when the gym is open, it's not extra expense. And if I understand the financials correctly, the club has really increased this year in from, we're not maybe a profit center, but we are definitely seeing increased membership. So our goal is to get people that, we're not looking, she's not looking to make $1,000 a day or anything like that. She's offering it as a courtesy in essence, but she would be paid for private, for people, big sessions during open hours.
And she has,
It's never been, I don't know you but it's never been non-open hours.
she has provided, I don't know if I have, she provided a letter with all the legal backing to cover all liabilities, things like that, and how she can do
If
that.
she has her own, agreement contract, and she has her own liability insurance, she is not looking to gouge anybody. And what I think is one of the nicer things is like, if you want to improve your pickleball, now you want to hear it with a professional, and it's a very reasonable rates that she would charge. And then the membership can decide if they're interested in hiring her or not. Very doable.
Has she tossed out a number for rates like per hour?
Yeah, I have,
Yeah. I can't remember what she told me.
So like
They're
if you
not
want,
very high.
not very.
And we're talking about someone who was a professional, who actually professionally teaches other pickleball instructors on how to instruct, as well as instruct people out there. She's been doing this for many years, at least 20 years.
So
So
we're
it's
just
talking
talking
about
about pickleball, nothing else right now.
Well, right now, but I mean, it should be and reason that we do it, and we can go forward and do similar, I want to increase participation. Membership makes it very helpful.
Well,
Because we need to consider the lease.
oh, for the health club? Yeah. Well, yeah.
So if you, we can do pickleball, because that's your main thing right now is
this all written down and a written proposal for us, when it's going to start, when it's going to end. We're going to do hour lessons, we're going to do half-hour lessons, we're going to charge this much. She's got insurance. I can't think of anything else that it might need. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's whatever is going to enhance the viability of people using the fitness center. It's all a good thing. And as long as they're paying their daily fees or their members and all that jazz, I'm good with that. But let's get a written proposal together and get that to us, and we will, you can just take it to the office and send it to Jan at the office.
Jan's got something here that she's like,
I'm just wondering about the added amount of people who come in, and it's still the same fee, and we're using our old toilets, the water, everything will be used more, and are we going to keep it at the same rate when everything is going to be?
You're talking about the lease with of the
Not necessarily the lease, but the amount, what we charge people to come in. Does everybody then take that burden, or do we as SID take that burden, that extra amount of people coming in? And it's just a thought, because
It's a good thought.
our equipment in there is old and as far as what we have in there.
Well, it's a good thought. If we have a lot of people, gentlemen in the back.
Well, I mean, it's cost of doing business, right? It's plain and simple. You gotta pay for the toilet, you gotta pay for the electricity, you gotta pay for everything every day, whether people are in there or not. And to this young lady's point, think about it as a sort of driving membership. You bring in classes, you bring in some people that are paying their daily fees that all of a sudden now buy a membership. That's more money for everybody else, right?
Yes, yes. However, you have to take into consideration how many times those old toilets, everything else is going to be used more. I'm not
Not
saying.
being disrespectful in
I'm
any
not
way, but
saying
that
that's
is the
wrong.
cost of doing business to run a facility.
So if we want more people to come and do this stuff,
Then you gotta
we
fix
need to
that
up our
stuff.
maintenance.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's why I raised it up.
I don't think.
I think we have a responsibility to keep things in top working order. And whether or not we have 5 people or 15 people coming in, it'll be our job to keep up with the maintenance on it. And the water, yeah.
let's just make sure that we understand we are a public entity. We are not a private business. So let's just, as we do all of this, and we say we agree, we don't agree, or it's good, it's bad, or whatever, let's make sure you understand. We are a public entity. And that would be using a public entity for private gain. That's all I'm saying.
Thank you, Stephen.
Look, private lessons, and that kind of, in youth, to adult amateur sports, is nothing new. It's huge, it's growing, I totally get that. I want more of everything. I want more pickleball, I want more yoga, I want to use the daylights out of that place. But the more use, the more money, and that's why I say I want to get some numbers and let's do it right. Because the more, to your point, the more people, the more members. But there will be more use. Hey, maybe this helps pay for brand new toilets. All this old crap in it, because there's a lot of old stuff in it. I get it.
We have private lessons on the golf courses every day.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's not an excuse.
Oh, no.
Phyllis, you had one more point.
Our facility
guys that will be with you.
You got the precedent. No, she's going to set a precedent, is what you're saying.
Yeah, she will, have to be read with people that
Okay.
So, okay, great, thank you, Phyllis. Let's move on to the next topic, which is extension of the pool swim season. And we've talked about that a little bit as a sidebar. Do we have any more comments about extending the pool season? Pros and cons?
Well, one of the pros is I know it's still being used. We have a very, very active swim club now. It's a growing membership, and they use it every day, except for weekends. And they have to, when the bar shuts down, they have to reduce business to the townhouses. They charge quite a bit to swim. But we lose all that business because we're not keeping it open, but it's still nice enough to still swim.
What is our normal closing date of the pool?
It's usually
Labor Day. And the understanding of the employees that work there, that they already have that understanding that Labor Day rolls around and they're done.
Well, you wouldn't do it unless it was a season where temperatures are going to be able to withstand that. I mean, if it's going to be cold, it's no sense in it. I mean, it's just that simple. It's one of the, sometimes we have these long summers, and they may only be 2 weeks, still get it done.
Would it make sense extending it now, knowing that people have a hard set date of closing, and we may not be able to get employees to come keep the pool open? I mean,
Chemicals, do we have chemicals plan?
Well, then you have to come in, do we charge an extra more for the swim passes? If you want to extend your swim pass 2 more weeks, it could cost you $300.
We're really talking about, we're really talking 2027 season. You know, because look, the employees know that they're done at Labor Day. They may have other jobs. We don't know about that. We can certainly ask. Look, overall, I'm in favor of extending the pool season and the Sequoia Beach season. We have to, we are going to be talking about that. But I think the pool, we're talking more for 2027 just because of we're almost to Labor Day, and I don't know about the employees and what other jobs they've come up with and the maintenance on that, but which is all very
Well,
important.
we were talking about opening up early next year, I think we talked about.
Oh, look.
Yeah, because by April 1st, it got hot enough to where people
Look,
wanted to go to the beach.
opening the pool up here on Memorial Day, I've always thought that to be ludicrous. It should be May 1st. I mean, you know.
well, the weather's nice enough.
Yeah, look, the beach should be open up, open the gates up on April 1st. I mean, if they use it, they use it. The point is it's open. People go to the beach on April 15th on a nice day just to sit there and look. It's open. They might not be swimming, the water's too cold. I get that. The pool's a different story. There's a lot more work, time, and money on that. I totally get that. But I want to look at the opening and closing of both the pool and the beach pretty much for the 2027 season, at least for a test, and see how it works.
So are we going to just pay attention to how the weather is the rest of September to see if in 2027 we start on May 1st till September 30th?
I think you need to talk to some people who are doing those reservations for chemical, talk to if you're thinking about doing it this year, I mean,
Yeah.
Plus,
So this year is probably not.
Well, next year, for instance, what we're talking about is, even if it's 10 weeks on either end or more, you got to start thinking about what rating you're going to swim at. It's absolutely more than it was
That's why.
That's what I say, if we're not using lifeguards, you can just say it's open. If somebody wants to get out there when the weather was 20 degrees, I scuba dive, but January, we've got a group of us that go out January the 1st, that's what we do.
Okay, when I say the pool stuff, we need to post it.
Not everybody's crazy for us, but
Table,
if you
table
stay
the pool stuff, table the pool stuff to 2027 season, and let's talk about it in November or December when we're thinking about next year.
We're talking about the budget for 27 months. Okay.
Correct.
So we're gonna go ahead and keep the pool season the way it is right now.
And if you want to leave Gitchy Gooey open now, I don't care.
That's fine by me as well.
Just keep blocking it when it gets dark.
we might have a meeting before it would originally close, so we
Yeah. But the pool, let's talk about the pool when we're working on it.
Okay,
Because like Mike, I'm all for more, longer, bigger.
yeah, let's talk about the cost involved with extending it a couple weeks on the front backside, how that's gonna affect the costs when it passes. I wanna be available and open and have our property owners have access as much as they can. Okay, next one on new business, AEDs and lightning alarms. I think this is in relationship to the pool. Am I correct in that assumption?
it is,
Yeah,
it is,
well, it's both.
okay, we've been talking, some of us have been talking about, we don't have any AEDs, anywhere around.
We do have one at Omaha Center.
We have one.
We do, you're right, we do, I know it's like.
Is there one in City Hall?
No.
We do have, let me go ahead and get my report here.
An electronic defibrillator. The shocks are back and forth.
We have,
Okay, Stephen, are you still?
yes,
Stephen, go ahead.
we have ordered an AED for the swimming pool. It should be here now. It's been ordered probably about 3 weeks ago now, so we should be getting one to put at the pool. We just thought that it needed to be there, so we went ahead and ordered one. It just hasn't come in yet, but it will be available out there as soon as it comes in. I have a report from Jeff Klein. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, because Jeff is the one that ordered this thing, and we'll start ordering more of them, getting them in places that they need to be. But I want to go ahead and take it this time, if it's okay with everyone, to go ahead and give a report on Lake Omaha and Lake Cherokee.
Before we do, one question on with the AED and the safety of the lake or the pool. When we thought about getting, what do they call it, life packs, something like that for life pack? It's a suction tape for those who, like, if you pull somebody out of the pool. Does anybody know about those?
Yeah.
I mean,
See him advertised.
yeah, check on it.
I mean, we can look into that and see. I'm sure we do not have one.
That's more for a choking hazard and a drowning hazard, though, isn't it?
Let me withdraw that, and Michael has something he wants to say about it.
On the AEDs, in municipalities in this state, it used to be the exception, but it's more becoming the norm. I've looked into this a little bit. And look, it's almost, it's not required. It's required in public schools and jails, right? It's not required anywhere else. But insurance companies now are slowly saying, look, you want to get the rates, get the defibrillators. And the same goes with lightning alarms on the golf courses. And, again, and the pool. We have, let's pull the city in with this. We have, there is one defibrillator in City Hall, right? And there's one out at Omaha. We have no defibrillator on either golf course. And the majority of the golfers are over 60. Let's face it, they're not expensive. We want them. I'm one vote.
Halfway houses and clubhouse?
I'm one vote, but I want eventually our insurance will say, get it. Otherwise, we'll be paying more. So in essence, they won't cost us anything eventually.
Okay, what
Same
about
thing
the
with
lightning
alarms.
lightning alarms?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar, I
The,
don't.
on golf courses and swimming pools, look, we just had an incident the other day in front of her pool, had nothing to do with anything except there was a wedding reception there. And, started thundering, this is our policy, and that's fine because we don't have lightning alarms. And that's the policy. The policy is at the pool, it starts to light, or it starts to thunder, everybody out of the pool. Nothing wrong with that. But the pool should stay open until the normal hours, unless it's major storms and lightning. But a lightning alarm would help with that. And they have gone down dramatically in the price too. Now, obviously, one's for the golf course, a little bit more expensive, of course. But again, they're slowly across the state becoming the norm. And insurance will dictate that our liability goes up.
Do some research, bring it to us.
I am. This is 2027 stuff, but I'm bringing it down just to let it read it.
I appreciate that. Let's get some costs on bulk AEDs. I would like to see some technical paperwork on lightning alarms. There's a lot of real estate out here to put a lightning alarm on a golf course, and if it's prohibitively expensive, what's that going to do to golf fees? That's another downside to that. Okay. Well, I know. I mean, saving a life's important, but if you watch your weather on your cell phone and you know there's a thunderstorm coming in, lightning's popping off all around you, it's time to end the golf game. I mean, there's a lot of responsibility personally that people need to enjoy as well. Okay, let's do some more research on that. I think it's a good idea. We need to see if we can fit that in the 2027 budget. Stephen, did you have more comments?
I will make a report on Lake Omaha, Cherokee.
You're going to do what?
Okay, so the next thing on this Lake Omaha and Lake Cherokee updates.
Boat stickers.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to skip over that one. Boat sticker discussion for guests in their newly purchased boats.
So, the reason why I brought this up was just recently somebody I know bought a boat. And they weren't able to get, since we do the new April 1st, the cheaper rate on April 1st. And then after that, you gotta pay more. And I think it's 65. So when you buy a new boat, and you cover half of it before, say, finally get a boat purchased in a new town, should we consider that they get the first rate since they weren't able to get boats there before they did that? It's just something to consider. I don't know if we can do it this year, maybe next year we consider it. Because we did not consider that when we made the rule last year.
It might be a little complicated to monitor who's actually, it's a new boat or they're just replacing old boats.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a person who bought, they did not have a boat, and they just bought a boat.
Okay.
It's their, he had a boat before, or no, Tennessee, but he didn't have one here.
Okay.
So he just bought a boat because since he moved to the lake, he never lived on the lake before. Now he bought a boat, but it cost him 65 because he didn't have it before April 1st.
So we're thinking about a prorated system for,
Maybe, I don't know, it's something you have to think about considering if you're a new person, or if you just moved to town and you have a boat, you gotta pay the 65 because you're after April 1st. So it's just something to think about if there's a way to let them pay the same price as something before that.
Phyllis, you have a question?
We just did our quarterly meeting, and this was brought up at the meeting that people thought it would just, it goes front loaded. If you buy after that, it's more, $15 a month. And that was sort of, what is somebody was here, some things, new sections, maybe what you're discussing. Oh, sticker, you can do it.
Maybe an adjustable scale depending on the season.
It's just brought up at our meeting.
That's a good point. Good point.
there's no real incentive. Everybody else around the state, they have hard deadlines of March 31st. And I'm looking at, it's more of like an early bird, a discount to get people, get your bill. Why are you waiting until July anyway? Just get your boat sticker. And right now it's 65 bucks, right? I'm going to propose, something maybe, the boat stickers go up to $100. But if you pay by March 31st, it stays at 65 bucks. Read Bella Vista and Hot Springs Village.
$50 from January 1 to April 31st.
Right.
If they do it after that, it's $65.
Right.
So we did do an early bird special till April 31st.
Right. But the penalties and we're trying to get more people to register their boats. Every weekend I see tons of boats with no stickers, and they just don't care.
That's why we did this, so that if you're gonna wait, you're gonna pay extra money.
Right.
That's why we did what we did.
But there's got to be a little bit. I mean, look, Bella Vista and Hot Springs Village. If your boat is in the water, if your boat is in your yard, they're looking for stickers. Even if the thing is sitting there, we need to change something, and we'll discuss it this fall. We got a long way to go, but I really do like what Bella Vista and Hot Springs Village are doing. Go look and see what they look. Go look for yourself, and let's talk about it this fall. We have plenty of time on this, but I think the system we have right now, 50 and then 65, there's no incentive to get people to put your boat stickers. We gotta. I'm not saying we need to force it into it, but we want more people to.
If people wait, they pay 65, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think.
Okay, so can we
Let's-
talk about this?
We'll talk about it this fall.
Let's talk about this at another juncture, but Mike, are you gonna roll on the Lake Omaha and Lake Cherokee updates?
Wait, did you talk about the vote discussion for guests, or is that gonna just roll to next year also? Roll it?
That was what I wanted.
Okay.
I was just wondering about people who sponsor.
Okay. All right, let's talk about Lake Omaha and Lake Cherokee updates.
Okay. I think those of you that were at the last meeting before, we talked about buying a boat. So we could get it into smaller lakes so that we could start putting, fertilizing the lakes and spraying the lily pads and putting down algicides. And anyway, we have bought a boat. It is in our possession. It is being put to work starting this week. And I will read to you what Jeff has sent me. I asked him if we had the boat. This has been last week sometime, late last week, and he said, I said, do we have a boat? And he said, yes. We will get some algae control out of both Navajo and Cherokee, and also get some lilies sprayed on Cherokee within the next week. Then we will go from there. He bought some beaver traps. There's been some concerns about Chinook. There's beavers out there that's stopping things up and just cutting trees and laying them in beaver houses. But anyway, he's got traps. He's going to start working on that. He's going to install fish habitat in Omaha and Chinook. For those of you that did not know, the pumps that water our greens and all that and all the work, both pumps went out at the same time. It was the motors. He's got a guy from Energy coming in to see why did that happen. And we should be able to find that out any day now. I talked to him this morning. This was earlier, but I talked to him this morning, and they already had one of the pumps up and going, and the other one should be going today or tomorrow. But someone had some questions about Cherokee and the lily pads and what was going on. That should be done this week.
come in on Friday night, our office is closed, and they can't get their guest stickers, especially if they're just gonna be here the weekend, they wanna be able to get out on the lake. So what have you thought of, Steve?
I think that they can call in early, they call in on Monday, Tuesday,
Right.
Wednesday, and we can take those things to someplace, maybe low dot or there.
I take it.
We already do that.
We've taken it down to a limited form.
Okay.
Thunderbird, but predominantly to will call at Omaha Health Club and Fitness Fest.
Right.
They were over in there and let them know they're gonna be in after 4:30 on Friday.
Mhm.
Then police, they're open till 6 p.m. They open at 8 a.m. the next day.
Okay.
Saturday, then we give them Sunday afternoon hours, so.
So they can come in, they just need to be, they just have to know where to go pick them up. They do have to, you do pay, they do pay in advance, right? They've seen the information. Okay. Right. And then so you leave them over at the Omaha Center, and so they can pick them up at 8 in the morning or up to 6:30 at night. Did you say 6? Right. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Sounds like problem solved.
I've delivered a bunch of them.
Wow. Okay, sounds like problem solved there. Knowing that the fitness center they go there and get them, that's great. Thank you, Jen, for that clarification.
Some of the things that I'm looking at, like I was telling you earlier, that we'll talk about this fall, it will help eliminate some of this problem. But we'll talk about it later this fall.
Okay, now the next item, Tony earlier said he wanted to talk about dependent passes. You want to clarify what you're...
We had a couple, like a situation where in some children that do live in Cherokee Village that live here. And one instance happened where a babysitter who doesn't live in Cherokee Village took two of the kids to the pool and wasn't able to get whatever the price for property prices. They ended up paying $5 for all three. And it's just a matter of like, they should be just paying property prices under, and the babysitter paying the gas price, of course. And same with Gitchagumi, they can't go to Gitchagumi without, they're live here, but they can't go with their babysitter because they don't have property.
And the people that get property owner cards are the two people on the deed.
Right. So how do we allow the children of these kids
The
that
adult
live here?
children.
Not adult children, I'm talking about the kids. There's there are some kids.
Yes,
We don't have a guest there. Well, if they take the property owner part, she's not the property owner. She's not supposed to have it.
Jan, do you have an answer to that?
They bought a season pass, your person, the day I came in and said, hey, you can't bring them to the pool, a babysitter is, put it to a guest pass for the babysitter for the whole season, and the children can have a guest, have a dependent pass.
That's why we have a dependent pass. That's what I need to just tell the people that there's a dependent pass they need to come in and get.
Yeah, it needs to be, for the best bang for the buck is to put it at the very beginning of the season.
Okay. Okay, so we do have a solution for that issue. That's good. I didn't know that existed, but that's good to know.
They have a dependent pass.
Yeah, we write out a little card that says their name, their property number on it.
Okay.
Excellent. That's,
I'm not worried about those. I'm more worried about making sure the kids are ready to go.
okay. Well, that's good. Thank you for the clarification on that, Jan. Sounds like a workable solution. The last thing under new business was the request by the city on behalf of the animal shelter to purchase common area land between their property boundary and neighboring properties. I see Mayor Rose is in the audience. Welcome, Stephen. And the mayor and I got together last week and we stomped around out in the grass and talked about the situation. And the mayor is going to, on behalf of the city and the animal shelter, going to work with a surveyor to survey out the land and stake it out so we can calculate how much land it is and then come up with a price that the animal shelter / the city would be able to pay the SID for where their drain field and their septic tanks are. They've got 3 750-gallon septic tanks and 7 100-foot leach lines out there. that need to be cordoned off as their area, their property. And the mayor and the city are currently mowing and taking care of that property. And Stephen, am I missing any details there? Do you have an update for me today, sir?
No, I've talked to Michael Pickering, he's the county surveyor, Christian surveyor. He's supposed to get with me today or tomorrow. We're going to go out there. What we're looking at, if anybody's been out to the animal shelter and plugged the driveway, the property that in question is that what you see in the fence, I guess to go back in history, 40, 50 years ago, that was called the equestrian center. It's where they had the rodeos and the horse stables and everything. It was 10.5 acres. Well, they needed it out. The SID owned it. There was a man living in a house there for years. And when the city took it over as an animal shelter, we had a mutual agreement lease with the SID. Well, when we was grateful enough that we had some beneficiaries leave the city some money to build a new dog facility and a cat facility. One of the stipulations was that the city needed to own the property before they would donate the money to build it. So when we bought this has all happened right before I got elected in the previous administration. What you see in the fence is always what the city bought, which is 2.47 acres. We way out road. I don't understand why it was fenced off the way it was fenced off, because the septic system of the whole place is not even on the property that we bought. It's on the 2 acres that were in question. So we've had some septic issues. As anybody knows running a business, last year it was all about air conditioners. This year it's all about septic systems at the city. So everything's got to do something with septic. So we spent a lot of time and money out there getting the septic system back in operation. Which I talked to Mr. Brand to get permission to go on the city property out there. But if the city owns the property that the building is on, we need to own the property that the septic system is on. And but like I said, when you pull up the driveway, if you look to the left, the loading field to the left, and I'm not good with northwest, southeast, but if you're standing in the driveway looking at the animal shelter, what's to the left of the fence is what's in that loading field, and what's behind is what I'm talking about. It's going to be about 2 acres. So like I said, until we get to, I won't get Michael Pickering to come out and we'll look at it. So if you add 2 acres to the 2.4 that we already own, you're looking at about roughly 4.5 acres out of the 10.5 acre spot. So it'll be less than half of what that center equestrian center is. But I actually left my phone out in the truck, so they may have already called. When I get with him, we get it surveyed out, and I can get back with you with exact dimensions.
Thank you, Stephen. I look forward to working with you and the city and the animal shelter and coming up with a positive solution to make it legal. And there's enough elbow room out there in the common area property where it's not going to be a big hit. For the buffer zone between, there's 8 or 9 lots on the left side, 8 or 9 lots on the right side. We're primarily talking about the left side, and it's going to reduce that buffer zone right there, but there's still going to be enough room where there's room between the proposed fence and the back property line of those unimproved properties that are butting up in the back of the animal shelter. So I think we'll have a workable solution. I'm looking forward to seeing, when we talked about, when we were there, an overlay of the surveyed area onto the plat map so I can get good measurements, and then we can make those good measurements, calculate out what is going to be a fair amount for the SID to sell that and bring it before the other commissioners to get it approved.
Just to let you know, before when that's 2.47 acres was bought, we had a undisclosed benefactor paid for that from the SID. If I'm not mistaken, I know Susan may have been the only one who was here when that was done. It was, I don't know, it was like $5,000 or $6,000 for it, is what it was. About 8. Okay, anyway, this time we don't have a benefactor, so it would be money that's going to have
spirit of goodwill, the Suburban Improvement District's going to work closely with you all to get things, we'll get it figured out, we'll make sure it's fair. You know, we don't want to beat up your budget, we don't want you to beat up ours, we'll be kind to each other. But thank you for that, and I look forward to hearing from you when you get that information. Anything else on new business, folks, that we need to discuss before we go into the closing moments of our meeting? Okay. Right now, it's time for commissioners' comments. If any of my associates up here on the Board of Commissioners would like to have a chat with property owners, let me hear it. Everybody's tight-lipped. Everything's going great. Okay, property owner comments. We have the closing opportunity for property owners. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. If you want to come up and grab the microphone and have something to say, we'll gladly do that. Go ahead. Just please state your name and your address for the record. And get close to the microphone.
Hi, I'm Peggy Wenzel. I'm at 188 East Lake Shore Drive. And my concern is that I live on the lake, and we have no waste. And they're really getting pretty rough out there. Is there any way we can have it so that there's, that can be stopped? Because there's an awful lot of people running their boats really fast to the wake. They have waste behind probably 90% of the boats that are going back and forth from my house.
Are they outside of the no-wake zone?
Well, that's the way I had it on wake, the whole thing.
The whole lake is no-wake. We got wake
Yeah,
action.
I would say 90% of the boats are going to the wake.
Sounds like we might have to have a little more emphasis on lake safety control so we can move time with some way.
I would appreciate that is looked at, because it's really a problem. And lake safety actually has had a wake quite often, and there's a little couple of problems there.
Well, I think Mr. Rorick, who deals with Mr. Klein, will have a visit with him and see if we can have a little more emphasis on that. And that would be a good idea, but thank you for bringing that to our attention. I appreciate it. Anybody else have some comments? Well, you better grab a microphone. You could probably overpower the microphone.
Yep, my property on your comment would be that, like when you was talking earlier about the boat permit stickers, the process about getting them and not having to be there, I get several calls on my personal phone, people coming up on the weekends who don't know how to get the boat stickers. So I didn't know what Miss Jan, I didn't know all about what Miss Jan, Miss Michelle, and Miss Susan was talking about. So I seen that you got control of the Facebook page back. Amen. So can we put something on the Facebook page where people can read it about the processing, about how to get boat stickers and get yes passes? Sure. Because I know I'm not a big social media person, but I know most everybody else is. Everybody gets their information on social media, so if maybe they have the processes down as who to call, where to go, and how to get them, and stuff like that. It would just save me. And I know I deal with it in the city every day. You put signs up and you put notes up, and everybody still they don't read them, so we just end up having to do them over and over about every quarter to put them up to make sure it's correct. But anyway, that's my speech.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it. Anyone else would like to grab the microphone and have 3 minutes? Okay. Seeing how there's no further interest in that. Future meeting considerations to be determined.
No, August 12th. Committee, special committee.
Oh, all committees are going to be Wednesday, August 12th.
Budget committee will be meeting on August 12th, but golf, lake is.
Budget committee going to be meeting, Stephen? Just looking. Okay, so August 12th is going to be fun committee, lakes committee, golf committee.
Hey, Jane, when do we get our report in for the end of the month?
Seconded by Susan Jett. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.